Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to add an estimate to QuickBooks and send it on to your prospective customer. So here we are on the dashboard. All we have to do is go up to the right hand side and click on the little plus symbol. You'll have to excuse the coding, for some reason QuickBooks is bringing the chart to the front of the screen instead of at the back. But yeah, anyway, all we have to do is click on estimate underneath the customer section, and that will take us through to the estimate screen. Once in here, we just work our way through the boxes really. So first box that it's asking for information for is who's the customer that we're sending this to. So I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to choose Mr. A customer. If your customer isn't in existence already in QuickBooks, then you can add your customer at that point. But this one is. So by doing this, what it does is it brings in the customer's email address, the customer's physical address, and it just helps when we go to send this information. It just pre-populates it. It saves you having to type all that out again. So the next box that QuickBooks is asking for some information for is the estimate date. So this is defaulted to the last transaction date that I entered something onto QuickBooks. So I'm just going to click on the little menu item and I'm going to say the estimate date is actually the 1st of September. And I want to put an expiration on this because I don't want these guys coming back in a year's time thinking they can get the same quote. So expiration date, we'll put there the 15th. So what I'll do is I'll actually click on the menu item and choose 15th. And then all we do is we start building up the estimate that they want the service or the product or whatever it is that you guys do, what they're asking you for. So we work our way through the boxes. The first box is saying service date. So if this was project orientated, it might say the estimate should be a project that starts on the 15th of September, for example. This isn't really relevant to the example, so I'm just going to skip past that for the time being and move on to product or service. So depending on what sort of industry you work in, product or service, means that we could have stock enabled on QuickBooks. And at this point, if we clicked on here, we could actually choose the product or the service that you were trying to supply or wanting to supply to your prospective customer. Again, this is a dummy account, like I've said in many other videos, so I haven't got all that side of it set up just for tutorial purposes. So luckily we don't actually need to set that up. We can just type it in the general description box. But certainly something worth looking into in the future if you do supply, standard services or products or a group of products. You can basically choose from that, and it will bring in the price of that service. Saves you having to think about it all the time. But for for tutorial purposes, we're fine just typing in a description here. So I'm going to say we're going to supply some calculators to these guys, and the estimate is for 10 calculators to be supplied to them at a rate of £5 per calculator. So QuickBooks does the maths and it says 10 times £5 is £50. Do we want to charge VAT on that? If we're VAT registered, then we probably do. So I'm just going to click on here and choose the 20% standard rate. And we could go on and add another line, etc. But this is all this estimate is for the time being, so I'm happy with that. So a little bit further down, a few little messages we could put on the actual invoice saying, I don't know, hope to work with you soon. Little memo or an attachment if you have any terms of service or something like that. But for now, we're fine just pressing send and save. So if we click at the send and save button at the bottom right, it will then bring up the email screen. And on the left hand side of this screen, it's going to show you where it's going to email the information to, what the subject's going to be in the email that your prospective customer receives, and the body of the text. You can edit all these. You don't have to stick with them, but it's gone and got the information from your pre-existing customer record. So it saved you a little bit of time there having to think about what's in there. And on the right hand side, it's giving you a little preview of what your estimate will look like when they see the attachment on the email. So your customer will hopefully open up the attachment, the PDF, and this is what it will look like for them. So all that's left to do is press send and close, and that email is now going to leave QuickBooks servers and it's going to be sent to your hopefully a new customer. So I hope that's helped, guys. Hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks.